Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you saw the last video, you know that we got rid of the Ibis Oso and we're getting on something else. This is not what the plan was, but we have a new bike, the Cannondale Moterra. The reason I chose this bike, like we talked about in the last video, is that platform with the Bosch motor. Also, this bike has a very similar characteristic and why I chose this one. It has the mullet setup like the Oso did. So we're gonna put these two bikes back to back, head to head. Very similar setup as far as that's concerned, but they do have different suspension. This is on the RockShox. It does come factory. The Zeb, which I don't have a lot of experience on the Zeb. I have RockShox on my downhill bike, but I have no experience on the Zeb. So let's talk about what I would change about this bike right off the bat, since this is a new bike. It comes with the XT drivetrain on it, and I would rather have the GS wireless access. I'll probably change that out right away. Other than that, I'm going to leave the bike completely stock, try it out. Like I said, put them back to back and see how they do. As always, every bike that I get, I bring here to Baker's Creek and I try it out. So every new bike that I've ever been on, this is one of the first places I come, and I didn't want this bike to be any different from that. So we're going to head up, we're going to try it out, and you can ride along with me and see my actual first impressions of it. See how it really feels. I know these trails very well because I come here a lot. I only live a few hours away, so for me, when I come here, it's always 10 degrees warmer than it is at my house, so it's a good place to come, and I'm very familiar with all the trails, so that's why I always bring them here. I will know exactly, especially when I get over to like year-round get-around, where the chunk is, I'll definitely know the difference over there. Devil's Racetrack, and of course, Barn Burner is my favorite, so I know that trail, every inch of it, and we are going to do a head-to-head, back-to-back against the Ibis Oso. And let's see if I fall in love with this one as much as I did the Oso. Let's go ride. All right, let's start with my initial impression of this bike. I got 1 mile on it, mostly just from bedding in the brakes. And I did actually climb up this hill just a little bit. Realized that I didn't have a SIM card in my GoPro, so I had to go back and get one out of the van. But that gave me an opportunity to bed the brakes in. So what I'm feeling so far is this bike is super quiet. Actually, the motor is the loudest thing on it right now, which is crazy, but I know it's because it's new. It needs to get broken in, but that's a good sign. You know, so far on the slower speed climb, this thing is it's much heavier than the Oso. I did really notice the weight by putting it on the bike rack, and obviously you don't feel it a lot when you're pedaling on an e-bike. You also just feel it when there needs to be some lifting, whether it's on the jumps or up on the bike rack. This will be our first sharp turn. Let's see how this one handles this turn. Sometimes I'll cut up there, but just for reference, we're gonna make this quick turn. I don't really know, I can tell a big difference on that part, but initially it did not whip around like I'm used to, but we'll just see how we do on this top section. All right, driving. Doesn't take a lot of speed to go this slow and just soak it up. No problem. Okay, so this thing is jumping pretty sick. All right, the first initial impressions I have on the Moterra is it is way different than the Oso. Even though there's a lot of things that are the same about it, ride's completely different. I don't know why, but this thing seems to be super playful, especially like manualing. It's like I've been manualing almost by accident a few times, which is kind of awesome. Like I manual a lot across the little tabletops and stuff like that, and it's just like comes up so easy. I do know I need to make quite a bit of adjustments, so today is just like test day. I'm going to ride a little bit more tomorrow. I was going to go to Kanuga, but I think I need to get it dialed in before I go to Kanuga because the jumps are much bigger. So I may just stay here and play around. I'm not really sure yet. But first initial impressions is this bike's actually a lot more fun than I was going to give it credit for. Hey, and if you didn't notice, I'm wearing these new glasses by Tufasi. We are a dealer to Tufasi, so if you want some cool glasses like these, just send me a message and or hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below, and maybe I can give you a discount on these. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's head on over to the year-round get-around. Let's see how it handles over there. We got the jumps dialed in, so let's go. You can go that way or you can go this way. They both take it the same direction. Like I said, I'm very familiar with all the riding over here, so that's why I like to bring the bikes here. Because it helps me get a good gauge, especially for like dialing in the suspension or even getting my air pressure set up right, which, like I said, I am running tubes and I'll never run tubes, so I don't know that I can get that dialed in. Definitely different, and I can feel the difference. Pretty sure I got the brakes bed in. Oh, the biggest difference, I need to say this, like I forgot, I was gonna say it whenever I had to go back and change the SIM card. One huge difference that I can tell is the crank length on these is much shorter than what I'm used to, and I'm not even really sure what they are. You can tell they're short by looking. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. You can definitely tell that they're much shorter just by looking. So my guess is they're going to be probably 155 to 160. And I can tell an absolute huge difference. And maybe also because this bike sits up a lot higher and I can feel that as well. Thank you for the trail work. Much better. Oh. Let's take one that I always call Bronco Billy, but it's actually called Giddy Up. It's pretty rough, so let's see how she fits. Just like this trail on any bike. It's so far though, this is handling better than even the Ritmo does. That's saying a lot. Square edge rocks there, like they're horrible. This thing is rough. No, it's not. Oh, tree down. Yeah, tree down. So, I don't know if you saw a huge hit back there. This is another drawback to a heavy e-bike, because this tree is down and I gotta figure a way to get this bike over it. All right. Let's take it easy. There's the way down this trail. Hey, you're just asking for punishment on this trail. Like I said, this bike, I've actually handled it better than any other bike I've ridden on it. So it's actually saying a lot because this trail is rough. And I don't like to ride it, but I like to bring every bike that I ride, at least. Well, not every bike, because I'm not bringing short travel bike on that one for sure. All right, guys, we're done with the initial testing phase, or we're done with the testing phase of the initial ride here at Baker's Creek. And I learned a lot from this first day of riding. This is actually day number 2. However, I'll tell you in a different video why it's day number 2 and I'm still here and I only got 1 day of testing on the bike. I did run into some problems. Like I said, we'll get into it in a different video. There's a couple things I liked about this bike and a couple things that I dislike. Let's start with the things that I dislike. First of all, the number one thing I dislike is it was a little bit sluggish. I did not like that. And I'm talking about more on the cross-country type trails. It definitely was sluggish and I didn't like that. However, on the high-speed stuff, the downhill, the chunk, or even like the rooty, rocky areas, it performed well. So they kind of balance each other out. It's not a cross-country bike. It's a 170, 165 travel, so it's not made for cross-country. It is made for the hardcore stuff. And let me tell you what, it ate the chunk up like it wasn't there. There's a trail here called Giddy Up, and that trail is like gnarly, stupid rocks. I actually do not like the trail, but it is a good trail to take any bike on, except for a cross-country bike, to see if it can handle the chunk. and that thing just soaked it up. It was amazing. I have never ridden a bike on that trail that performed the way this one did. But with that being said, where can you get one of these? Well, this bike right here is for sale. This is my demo bike. Any bike that I demo is for sale, so you can always reach out to me and say, hey, Will, I want to buy that bike from you, and I'll be glad to sell it to you. Or we can get you a new one. These are on sale right now. At the time of this filming, they're on sale for $52.50. That's brand new, shipped, delivered, tax, everything out the door to you. All you got to do is hit me up. And I do want to say a special thanks to the channel sponsor, M+1 Bikes. That is where this bike came from, and all the other bikes that you typically see me on are from M+1 Bikes. They have been great to me and this channel, and they are going to continue to be. So they will give you my direct link to the website. And if you go to my direct link and you buy something, I do get credit for it, so I appreciate that. And any of the links that I share with Amazon, I actually get it. I'm an affiliate of Amazon as well, and so any of the links that I drop in, my comments, help me out. And that is how I get paid for this channel, so I greatly appreciate it. It's going to wrap this video up. Don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button and the bell notification, so when I upload videos like this, you will know they come through and you'll get to see them. Drop in a comment below, what is your favorite e-bike? What would you like to see me on next? Because I am willing to try out any bike and do some comparisons or just try it out. And as always, pedal on, people, pedal on.